and welcome to another video for Auto Solutions Checkpoint. You'll probably tell by the sound of my voice, I'm pretty happy, I'm pretty hyper, and this morning I woke up with good intentions of finding an absolute nail of a car for about 500 quid and putting on the channel. So really a £500 challenge. But check my phone, there's a message from one of my customers. Now she's only a new customer to me, and she had mentioned to me when I was working on her car that she had another car that she was quoted £700 to put through an MOT, solely to put through an MOT, get it legal. 700 quid, right? So you would expect it's needing a lot of stuff. But she said to me, look, would you be interested in that car, you know, for scrap? I was like, well, I don't really take scrap nowadays, but what is it? She's like, it's a Seat Exeo. So I went on the Google to see what a Seat Exeo was, because I wasn't too sure. And lo and behold, it's the one that has the same body shell as the Audi A4. Now, I think whenever they stopped making that shape of A4, Seat then took over the machine for building them. So it's a 2010 Seat Exeo. It's got 141,000 miles. I could be wrong. It's a 2-litre TDI, 6-speed gearbox. It's a sport as well, and it's also an estate. It's an estate in a state. She said to me, will I be interested in it for scrap? And I was like, well, I don't take scrap no more. But she was basically offering it to me just to take it. But I said to her, look, don't be daft. What I'll do, if you do decide to part with it, I'll give you money for it, and I'll put it on my channel. I'll do it up, and you know. So she was basically shocked that I wanted to pay anything for it, considering she told me how much she'd be quoted to repair it. But the message I woke up to this morning was, are you still interested in the car? Yes, indeed, I am interested in the car. So, without actually going to see it, I said to her, look, I'll give you 300 quid. She's like, are you sure? You really want to see this before you go offering that kind of money? I'm like, no, 300 quid, that's fair. So I'm basing it on what I would get for it, scrapping it. Like, obviously taking the essentials off it, scrapping it. Right, because I knew through the Reggie check it was a sport, so it would have alloys. So you would get money back for the alloys, the shell, battery, catalytic converter. So 300 quid, and then there's meat in the bone for me. If I do decide to scrap it, I've made something out of it. And she's like, well, I think you better come and look at it first. I was like, don't be daft. I was like, just ping me over your details, I'll send you the money. That's what I done. So we're going to look at the car now. We're going to actually take the car away, get it running and take it away. So I've got a wee job I need to go to first, and then we'll go to that afterwards, and you'll see what I've reeled in. So can we turn this nail into a nailer? An absolute cracker. It's in candy white, and it's a 2010 model. Now, they got it when it was 6 months old, and it was actually Seat that had pre-registered it. So technically it's one owner. However, it's got, the girl I got it from is the second owner. Technically she's only the first owner. You'll see in the following clips, it's needing wings. But I'm going to come up with a plan for them. One of my friends had fitted aftermarket arches from eBay on his, I can't remember, I think it was a Caddy, a Volkswagen Caddy. Now, I thought they looked pretty smart. Now, a lot of purists would be like, oh no, don't do it, you'll ruin it. Well, it's basically a £500 challenge, and I'm going to do it up as cheap as I can, and get it through an MOT and get it looking semi-decent for as cheap as I can. It'll be an interesting video. At the end of the day, I'll bring you along on the journey of it, and we'll see what the outcome is of it as well. Depending on what I do with it, it might be a one video turnaround. However, just with the way things are going and how busy I am, it might lead on to 2 videos. But thought I would keep you posted where I am and what I've got as well. So here we are, 2010 Seat Exeo. Not a bad looking car, I think it'll clean up. I think it's about 130 odd thousand mile. Door's quite tight at the back. It's missing an armrest as well. It's got a load liner in the back. Stinks. 2 litre TDI. I think it's like 140 or 145 brake horsepower or something. Well, it's quite a dry engine anyway. Doesn't seem to have like lots of oil seepage or anything around it. I think we'll be able to do something with it. Got the knuckle charger on it, just let it neutralise. Hopefully I can get it turned over. Visually, that's the worst bit. What am I going to do with that? I think I should just get chrome arches for it, because I had a look online and you can't actually get one in that colour on eBay or anything, so the question on everybody's lips is it going to start? It's not looking like it. Oh, there we go. That was highly surprising. Very, very nice inside. Like, obviously with a clean up, I think it would look very nice. 143,000 mile on the clock. Lit up like a Christmas tree. Get some air in the tyre. The only thing that's looking awful is this arch, but even if we treated the rust and put some covers over the top of it, this side isn't as bad, and the back's fine. I think it's an alright looking bus. Need to sort this handle and a rear wiper. It's not needed, but I think this thing would look lovely once it's all clean and put back together again. So even round the rest of it, it's got flaking round here, but I could take that off and smooth it and vinyl wrap it. I've got it back at the unit. I'm going to get it up on the ramp and check it over and see what the dealio is. It was actually through one of my customers, but she was quoted for £700 to put right, and then she just abandoned it and got something else and found me. So I now work on her new car. This is her old one. I offered to look over it and sort it, but she thinks it'll need far too much. Electric windows are not working, boot lock handle is not working on the outside. A few bits and pieces that I've noticed, but nothing spectacular. So I'm going to get a look underneath and see what it needs. And basically I'll do my own sums and see if it comes anywhere near what she was quoted. But she's adamant she doesn't want it no more, but I'll give her the opportunity. That's the fair thing to do, eh? So I've got it level with me and I've checked all the bushes in round here and they're all perfect. There's a bit of play whenever you move this wheel from side to side, like left to right, which obviously I'll inspect further when I've got it up higher. I think a ball joint. So the back is pretty solid as well. The discs, it hasn't been running ages, so I reckon a wee service up with these discs. Does the pads look alright? Just knock all the crud off, knock the wheel back on. I think this back box, it's a corrosion, it's not blowing or anything. It's definitely needing a tyre. That's just right on the legal limit. All the bushes and that are fine. The ligators, spring. Okay, now the underside look. It's very dry under the engine, the gearbox as well. It most definitely will clean up. It's a little bit of play, but it's actually from the inner part of the rack. But I think that would be an advisory, to be honest. I'm not sure where that quote came from, but that is a pretty hefty quote for what I've found. The thing powers away. It's a great little engine. Yeah, I'm quite confident with it. I'm going to take it up and get it power washed and tidy it up a little bit. I'm going to make coin on this. Yeah, I'm just taking it a run up to the house. I'm going to blast it with the power washer, get some TFR on it and get some alloy wheel cleaner. Oh, and the dash isn't lit up like a Christmas tree no more. I have a feeling that the electric windows will just be a fuse because they're all not working. Central locking works. See, a wee bit of time and effort. Like, not a lot of effort, but this here wee thing would be alright. Like, as the lady I got it off, she got it directly from Seat. So technically it's one owner, but obviously you can't call it one owner. Everything seems fine, it's not uncomfortable. It'd be just nice to turn it round and make something good off it again. I've always been fond of the A4. I had an absolute cracking one back in the day. An A4 Avant. This is basically an A4 Avant, except it's got Seat styling, same body shell. So as you've seen from the diagnostic scan, there's a problem with the comfort control module. Well, I'm thinking that'll be the candidate for it. Now, I thought the comfort control module was on the driver's side on the floor, but I've basically ripped it all up and it's not. It's some wee Bluetooth control. Don't know what it is. It's got a wee Bluetooth logo on it. So it could only mean one thing. It's at the other side, because I know that it was a bit of a design problem with these, where the battery is located, there's a drain underneath, and whenever that drain gets clogged up, it basically fills with water, and basically if the car's lying in that, it's not getting moved about. So basically the water is just coming down into the footwell, and that wee module is getting covered in water. The carpet is absolutely soaking, so quite confidently I think this module is absolutely wrecked. Oh no! It's a swimming pool. It is literally a swimming pool. Oh no! No! It is. It's submerged in water. My God! In fact, I'll show you. Oh, is absolutely submerged in water. So that, my friends, is why the electric windows are not working. So what the plan is, I'm going to knock the wee drain plugs to get the water out of that. Obviously I'm going to inspect it first. Oh, that is not good. The actual smell of electrical burning in here is mental. It is not good. Oh no. Oh no. That is mental. Oh no. Look at that. Oh wow. That is mad. All because of a design flaw. That is ruined. Could this have potentially caused a fire in the car? I'm not sure. But that is wild. Completely ruined. Just need to tackle the drainage problem now. What a very stupid place to put that. Look at the wires and everything, they're all melted. What I'll need to do, I'll need to get some electrical contact cleaner and clean these bits up. That is unbelievable. Right, time to get this cleaned. Right, so that's it cleaned, and all I need to do now is order a comfort control module. Whenever you're ordering your comfort control module, you're basically needing exactly So my plan today is getting the flares on and wind effectors and possibly a splitter on the front of it. But I need to cut the rust out of the arches because I believe, yeah, I could get arches for it. I can't find them in that colour and it would need sprayed, and people that spray are quite expensive. This is a budget build, so I'm just going to cut the rust out of it and treat it and put some flowers over the top of it. It should be smart. It should look good. Yeah, the arches had arrived yesterday. I got a notification on my phone that they had been left at my front door. Yeah, they seem okay quality, but it said on the advert the sizes of them, and I just don't think they're going to be an absolute perfect fit for this. But at the end of the day, they're going on. There's no doubt about it. Whether or not it looks good at the end of it, that's another thing. Okay, so the plan is, all this corrosion here, we're going to tack it with a wire wheel and cut as much of it as I can out within reason. I'll treat it with Q-rust and then just a wee light coat of primer and some white paint just over the top of it. I'm going to be covering it with the fender, so fender will cover it. Yeah, I'm not too enthusiastic about them, but it'll be better than what is before you. Right, so safety goggles on. while the Q rust sets in, I'll position the arches up at the back and see where they're going to go, because there's no rust treatment needed at the back because the arches are pretty solid. Not too worried about it, what it's going to look like underneath the arches, because the arches will cover it. And then it means down the line, if anybody buys it and they don't like the arches and they're wanting to mess about repairing, at least this here side, all they would need to do is put a wee section in and repair it if they can't get hold of a van. Okay, now the reason why I'm doing this here side first, got a little bit of a ding here. There's no chance that this is going to cover the ding, but I'm really got to get it looking as good as I possibly can. So basically, once the sealer's on these here and the sealer is set, it should hopefully look pretty decent. What I'm going to do, once it's on and sealed, the screws will have the wee number plate ends, the ones that you use for putting number plates on, the wee black cap. Okay, so I've hit the rust just with a bit of primer and some paint as well, once the Q rust sets in. Hopefully video on it because it's not what the video's about. So but the arch goes down past the mud flap, I'm thinking of maybe cutting the top of the mud flap so that it's flush with each other. That's a bit better. I'm just heading to get lunch. I've had a bit of a brain fart. I can't do the wind effectors today because the comfort control module needs to be fitted so that I can get the electric windows working. So I'll just need to hold off and do them whenever the comfort control module comes. I managed to finish work early today, so I took the Seat home to give it a good clean inside, because I believe COVID-19 originated in this car because it was absolutely stinking. It was just grimy and I was finding fingernails and everything in it, absolutely stinking. So what I've done, I've scrubbed the seats up and cleaned the door checks, took the armrest off as well because it was broken anyway, there was bits missing, so it's a nicer place to be inside. I haven't cleaned the windows or anything, but the seats have been scrubbed. They're still wet. Back seats were scrubbed as well. Carpets are still needing a good clean, but it's a nicer place to be. This here wee bit was where the armrest was. I've removed it, so I'm going to get something to fill this. This here wee centre bit was grey and manky, so I give it a clean. Well, I thought it was clean, and then give it a wee paint. It seems to be like sticky stuff that's been on it previously. I'll give it a paint to black, but it looks so much better in black than what it was. Obviously I've still to do the comfort control module, so whenever it arrives the carpet will be back up again. But it's shaping up inside, it's actually quite nice. I cleaned the roof lining as well. Seat belts had mould on them. It was just absolutely rank inside, but everything seems to be going alright with it.